Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Shinchou Yuusha. So, last episode, that was a pretty big deal, a pretty big episode. Some people on the internet do seem to be a bit divided on what they think about it. I thought last episode was amazing, because Seiya, there always has been a lot of mystery behind him throughout the show, and we never really got inside of his head. Like a lot of anime, you will get to hear the protagonist monologue in his own head and stuff. But that was never the case in this one, We really just kind of mostly saw Seiya from Rista's perspective, She just summoned him. It's like, wow, this guy is so amazing, but he has this weird quirk that he's really super cautious, and that's kind of the gimmick of the show, He's a cautious hero, Isn't that funny how he uses ultimate techniques on this slime and, just attacks this, basically this pretty sure dead boss over and over again till the city around him is burned down, Isn't that pretty excessive? Isn't that pretty crazy and wacky, And that's kind of always been what he was, because that's what Rista saw him as, but and we as the audience, since we see things from his perspective, we always thought that as well. However, there is reasons for the way he is, his decisions, because he does have a past. He's not like a blank slate, we just didn't know what his past was. And after we did learn all that we learned in that episode, his character suddenly makes a lot more sense, Rather than being kind of a gag character, he is now the character, like a real character, Someone that we do have a much better understanding of. And we always did see little glimpses of some of what he was thinking in the past, because yeah, he does care about his comrades and stuff. Apparently it was supposed to be kind of more subtle, the fact that he cares about and he was trying to protect, the little dragon duo or whatever, but I always picked up on it pretty clear that he was pushing them away to protect them. Like, I always felt that was fairly obvious, but not the Risa, I don't think. But yeah, he's never really done anything that came across as not caring about his comrades, like not even once. And because that's what he does. He does care about them, and that's part of why he's so cautious, because if he dies, he gets killed because of being reckless. It doesn't just cost him his own life, but the lives of those around him. And there's one way to prevent that is to, super level up, but when that's no longer an option like it is here, the other option is just not let them come. And that's why he left. Because it just really did surprise me initially when we found out that he did go off there to fight alone, because initially that does seem like very counterintuitive to the whole cautious attitude, to just rush off and go do that by yourself without training. But I love how by the end of the episode, no, that made perfect sense and aligns with his character perfectly, so that was really good. So, I don't know, I feel like this intro was way too long, but I just kind of wanted, if I had more time to think about it, and the more I think about it, the more I really was convinced that this was a great way to just kind of suddenly completely flesh out his character in one episode, to be a big kind of shining light of reveal to everyone around him, And then it ended off with them wanting to, them taking in his opinion of wanting them to stay in safety, rejecting that opinion and deciding they want to go help him after all. And they probably will make a big difference there. So hopefully they do. Hopefully things don't go horribly, in this boss encounter. So let's just find out. 3, 2, 1, play. I know I probably repeated a lot of things I said at my last reaction, but I wanted to talk about it more, so that's what I did. Okay, of course we don't start with the opening. I didn't really think we would. Whew. Yeah, and she just teleports right in there because, it is not a good place, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, this place is horrifying. Has the fight already begun? How long has it been going on? Oh, he's got tentacles. I think the 3D too, so that is terrifying. Very concerning. Oh, he's really using it. Yeah, that was another thing I kind of forgot about, is he learned that through special means. I read a little bit too late. Oh, wow, that looks... Oh, why though? Oh, your tentacles did nothing. Okay, yeah. I guess that was good to use then. Assuming we don't lose our lives from it. Ooh. Bakana. Apparently we have this, so maybe we were worrying too much after all. Again, as long as he doesn't lose his life from this, then maybe I spoke too soon. Get back in there, just get a broom and stick it at him. Yeah, he would never do that. Of course you have. We got our Phoenix Thrust. That's way better than Broom. I don't think it did much, though. That would come in handy, but that ship sailed a while ago. Ooh. That probably stung a little bit. He hasn't really acknowledged their existence much. Well, maybe not one or two, but what about a bajillion of them, huh? Oh, wow, yeah. I think they did something. Huh, a voodoo doll. Oh, yeah, that's why it seemed familiar. Okay, thank you for reminding me. I got us here coming in handy. Hopefully that wasn't what I thought I saw. Oh, well, this is an attack. Hope you're ready for this one. Because I don't think you are. And Seiya looks really serious, too. Ooh, right through him. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna Claud after that one. Well, that was kind of terrifying there. But yeah, I think we won. Are you okay, though, Seiya? Like, you didn't die or... Ugh. Could we, like, heal him up a bit or something? Yeah, we just kind of broke the rules. We talked about that last time. You lose a lot of blood pretty quickly. Yeah, but we want you to live, too. Because, yeah, he doesn't get injured very much in fights, but so this is kind of a first for the anime. So, yeah, you can heal, though, right? So, do something now. Yeah, you kind of interrupted all those plans. That was a great bathing suit. Okay, just all restrictions gone. How many rules do you intend to break, lady? I don't think she cares. Yeah. The power of love there, I guess. Just release it all. Pump it all into Seiya. The real Rista. We should probably hurry. I don't know how much blood he has left. Stealing his catchphrase. It's not sure if it's helping us as much as it needs to. Man, it must have had some real backlash if even this is struggling to help. Okay, it might be working. Ready perfectly. Okay. Oof. Think we're in the clear now. Yeah, if we didn't come, he would have been dead. He needed our help to defeat the baddie, but he didn't need our help to not die, so... Well, you were, but I think you gave up all your stuff there, didn't you? I mean, yeah, I think she deserves at least a kiss for saving your life. It's pretty fair. Yeah, don't be that way. You could at least give her that much. You would think, but I guess just how he is. Yeah. He'll do it too. Yes, that's what it comes down to. Oof! Wow, did I see an eye come out? He did say that. He did warn you. I still think he's being a little bit mean to the person that just saved his life. We got the embarrassed cheek scratching. Wow, there we go. That's the high praise. That's about as much as you'll get, Rista. Take it. Oh. Oh, that is concerning. That is very concerning. That's a problem. I was wondering what she looked so freaked out about. That would do it. Okay. Okay, we're going down this path. We need to teleport back to Goddess Land, like now. But I guess it does. It does kind of screw over our plan to save this world, though, so I guess we should do something before we leave. Oh? What are you thinking, Seiya? Oh, we're gonna do it again? No. I don't think we'll survive another one. But we'll put a Gate of Valhalla in the Gate of Valhalla, and that'll be fine. You know, that one meme comes to mind. Well, hopefully this time it works. But again, I don't think we can heal Seiya again, so that's the problem. I'm not sure anymore. Okay. Stop talking, Gate. Can we, like, negotiate? That looks worse than before. This looks unhealable. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work quite like that. That would be difficult. I don't know what we're gonna do now. But we can't just give up. Oh. I don't know what we do here. I don't know what options we have left. Maybe Valkyria will show up. Maybe that could help, I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Come on, Seiya, we can't just give up like this. No. He did save him once, but... Oh. Oh, that hurts. And he remembers. At least he was able to do that much. The blue, I don't know what that does, but doesn't seem like it helped. For a second, I thought the episode was actually going to end there. I think it would have stabbed something. Because just the videos kind of stuttered a little bit like it was about to end off. But if it had seriously ended there, I don't know what I would have done. He definitely was. You better. He left that to you. That does make me feel better. Well, she's a goddess. She can't really just live in this world. We still gotta do that hot spring trip after all. I never got to see that funny swimsuit in action. You have more faith in this woman than I do. Salute the goddess. Well, we're back here. We have a decent amount of time left. Not sure what we're gonna have happen. Oh, okay. Why are you here, Seiya? Did you... Oh. Okay. Don't do that to me. Why would you do that to me, Show? You know how much that hurts. The show's definitely trying to get me to tear up. I've kept strong so far, but that bits with Seiya, that got me close. I think somebody unlocked it. The goddess of opening seals, huh? Yeah, she's definitely looked better. You did break some rules, yeah. Yeah, that was our main goal. We did achieve that, so that's should be what we focus on. Still want one of those figures. Oh, oh her. She's at like the perfect height to look at Rista's boob, isn't she? Like that side boob. Really? Because I'm kind of always concerned about you. You just walk around looking like that? No, thank you. We don't want your disgusting cake. Maybe just knock off the decoration thing. Whatever, I don't care, go away. Hmm. That was close. Yeah. You know what, I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried about Rista now. Oh, you! It's nice to see you again. Not sure why you're wearing clothes, but... Oh, close. Oh. I like how she just keeps getting close. She does not have any shame, does she? Just like none. But anyway. Still a couple minutes left, and there we go. I was hoping to see her one more time as well. Well, who knows how things would have went without it. Not everyone can have that amazing chest like you. That was a good line from her. I'm less pleased about all the rules you broke. Tribunal. Yes, a good spanking. I agree. SS difficulty, wow. Exfodia Season 2. Oh, that's why it's harder, okay. That would be pretty hard. But that sounds kind of more exciting. Oh, damn. Ouch. Well, damn. Ow, wow. This is much worse than I expected. And that was with a great hero, too. This is pretty bad punishment. Well, it's not impossible, but damn is it hard. But, I kind of feel like this is gonna lead to bringing back our hero. I kind of have a feeling. Okay, I was waiting for her to bring up some kind of exception. So, Are we gonna summon Seiya again? I mean, we already summoned him twice, why not a third time? Still. Seiya Ryu Guin. Personality and possibly cautious. And then the opening. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was... I like that ending. Because I knew it wouldn't be truly be the end of Seiya. Like, I knew that much at least. I figured that Ishtar would do some kind of exception thing. That much I knew going into it. Yeah, going into the meeting. But man, having to take on a double S world with less power, that's rough. And then some harsh punishment for failing, like that's pretty bad. But it's all okay because we got Seiya with us. Even if he did take a bit of a power down himself. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You see so many ridiculous faces on that goddess throughout the show. Just pinning him down and punching him. Whew. And that's the actual end. Okay. That was the 12th and final episode of Shinchou Yuusha. And yeah, this was pretty heavy episode. So we pretty much started up where we left off, and they went to the castle to help Seiya. And they kind of broke some rules to be teleported like directly in there, and we knew, of course, there'd be some consequences to that. And then just kind of broke some more rules, it seems like, to just kind of like pump all of her goddess healing bits without any kind of restraint into Seiya to save him after he used the gates of Valhalla on the enemy, because that was all he could do to defeat him, because he was just that powerful, you know. I need some water. Okay. So, the bad thing, one of the bad things was the initial gates of Valhalla was not enough to defeat him. It seemed like it, and that was already pretty bad because he was just splurting blood all over the place. The goddess had to do all that to save him, but she just barely managed to save him, which would have been great. That would have been ideal. But wasn't enough. Just one wasn't enough. He was still breaking out. He was going to blow up the whole world. That would suck because that means the mission failed. But he just brings out a second one, a bigger one that worked for real that time. And then the gate itself came across as more evil than the guy that it swallowed. You know, talking about taking his payment and all that. And the backlash on Seiya was much worse than before. Rather than just like some standard looking bloody openings popping up, it was more like cracking in his cracks, like as if he was, rather than looking like it was damaging a fleshy body, it was looking more like it was breaking his entire being, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can think the phrase to describe the difference. But this, we couldn't heal this. Not only did she have less power to work with, I think. I'm not sure exactly how the mechanics of the goddessness works, but regardless, it wasn't enough. That's the part that matters. So she took everything she had just to slow down the death of Seiya there, and it wasn't enough. More cracks kept forming. Eventually the leg just popped off, and we just kind of had to say our goodbyes there, and he just faded off. It was a very hard scene to watch, just especially. The part that really hit me was when she apologized for being a useless goddess. That just right here, that hurts. You know, the phrase useless goddess is one I'm pretty familiar with because Konosuba. You know, a lot of people would refer to Aqua as a useless goddess. It was always a bit of an exaggeration because she was useful for certain things, you know. It's kind of a meme, really. but she's also kind of referred to as the useless goddess, you know. Usually just kind of a jokey thing, never really taken too seriously for the most part. But here, it just, no, it was very serious. Like, she feels like she failed him in her role as a goddess, and apologizes for that. It struck me. It did. And, you know, he was gone, and he did remember her before the end there. So, I don't know if that will carry over to the next summoning, though. Probably not. Who knows? But yeah, I was for a while there. I was still kind of expecting somebody to show up to kind of help at the last minute, but it never happened. He was gone, and everyone just kind of had to move on with it. Although at this point, I was already expecting Seiya to come back in some capacity. You know, I was expecting there to be some kind of Ishtar pulling an exception or something. Like I was expecting something like that even at that point, because it would be a little bit too depressing of an ending if it didn't do something like that. So we did kind of say our goodbyes to the world, because Risa can't just stick around there. She has to leave, because these are very much like mission assignments. Like, she can't just live in a human world, of course. So she had to return, and she was very, very depressed because of losing Seiya, which makes sense. You know, everything they've been through, their history, and all that. Just being very sad in her room and stuff, where even like the constantly sickly, you know, looking character was worried about her, you know. But she had to talk to Ishtar because she kind of had a, you know, she really broke some rules, so she had to answer for that. So we had to let her know her punishment. And it was actually worse than I expected. Like, I wasn't expecting anything too bad. I was kind of expecting her to do a thing where she lists off some list of severe punishments, and then it's like, well, that's what would have happened, but since you did do your job properly, you know, like you did save the world, I guess we'll give you a little tap on the wrist. But it wasn't quite like that. Like, I mean, like, she was more lenient than she probably would have been, you know, but still, it was pretty harsh regardless. Like, double S world, reduced goddess powers, like, it was pretty bad. But when the exception came into play was allowing her to summon a hero of her choice again, and the choice, of course, would be Seiya, which is great. You know, that was some nice positivity to end off with, which is good. And I like how it ended off the series without actually summoning him just yet. I like that, because I don't know, it would have felt just a little bit too much like Seiya dying's not that big of a deal if he was summoned right in the episode to be able to say, hey guys, did you miss me? The 3 or 4 minutes I was gone on screen, you know? So so even though he will, of course, be summoned again, it's still, it might seem like a small difference, but it does make a big difference to me, at least. So I'm pretty happy with how it ended because of that. So yeah, no real complaints about this final episode. I thought it was executed pretty well for the most part, and it's a pretty nice setup for Season 2 if they wanted to do that. There was no Season 2 announcement or anything, but it does have a pretty cookie-cut, clear path to a second season. Like, say, yeah, come back, we gotta save another world. This one will be harder because it's already taken over by the Demon King, so we gotta have to work hard, you know? Definitely gotta get that training done and all that, so yeah, I would love this. I would love a second season. I quite enjoyed this anime. Really. Like, there were a couple episodes that were a little bit misses, but for the most part, I'd say it was a pretty good show. You know, very entertaining cast of characters. Our silly goddess was always a fun one, with very crazy facial expressions, you know. And Seiya being just a good hero, you know. That's one thing I liked about the episode, just how much they acknowledged what a great hero he was. Because he was, you know. Sometimes he rubbed people the wrong way and stuff because of how he handled things, but at the end of the day, he was a great hero. And it's good to see people acknowledge that. So, and the anime also had a lot of very fun kind of side characters, you know, like other goddesses. Valkyrie, what was her name? The forest goddess that taught him the arrow stuff. Those two. The yandere type goddess. Like, there was a lot of fun side, not so important goddesses that I'm glad were in the show, because they were all, you know, beautiful, interesting characters that added some fun little elements to it. You know, especially when they like taught Seiya abilities, whether or not it was teaching him to use fancy arrow techniques, you know, trying to have sex with him, or learning the Gate of Valhalla technique by actually having sex with him, you know. So he just learning all these great abilities with interesting training methods. Only one goddess seemed to be pretty upset with the training with Seiya, which is the one that became a cake maker, you know. But those were always pretty fun. And the opening, of course, was great. That was a very memorable part of the show, was just the opening. The whole tip for tat bib was great. And just even when we fought the first Elite Four member, she like shows up at the beginning of town, like, yeah, you know, I'm pretty genre savvy. I know how this works. The hero shows up in this really easy, low level place and slowly builds himself up until they can finally defeat me. But I'm smart. I'll come to you when you're already at the beginning of town, and then you won't be strong enough to defeat me. So yeah, take that, Seiya. And then just, you know, defeats her because he's broken, you know. So that was pretty great, you know. So, and she still looks so much like. Wow, I'm blanking on her name. The succubus from Overlord, Albedo. She looks so much like Albedo. I never heard anyone else say that she did, but which is weird to me because I thought she very clearly looked a lot like her. Yeah, I never actually heard anyone comment on that. To be fair, I didn't really watch a lot of reactions to the show or anything, so who knows? But definitely something that I thought about like every time she was on screen. It was also interesting how we kept getting like screwed over, getting like legendary special weapons for defeating the Demon King, like the sword and the armor and stuff, and he had to improvise, like use something very unorthodox to be able to actually do it. That was a very nice little kind of spin on the way things would go, usually. In a sort of RPG type of setting. So that was another thing I liked. And just, yeah, I just like how they handled Seiya's character in general, you know? The way he was a very mysterious character that came across as very different, very odd, bit of a quirk. And then everyone kind of had to deal with that, and eventually just kind of revealing why he was there. I thought all that was handled pretty well. And just Rista was always pretty entertaining, you know? I didn't really care too much for the dragon pair. Like, they were never all that interesting to me, really. And Lulu was kind of cute, I guess. But, you know, I didn't really care much for them. They were considerably less entertaining than both Seiya and Rista, and most of the other goddesses and stuff. Like, they were very generic, you know. Although I did like how much Seiya called them mushroom and stuff. I don't know. I think their main purpose in the show was just to kind of, you know, give some Seiya some party members they care about, you know. I feel like they could have done more with those two as far as having stronger, more interesting personalities. That'd probably be my closest thing to a criticism with the show, would just be those two. And how just kind of meh they were. Because other than that, I thought it was just, I had no real complaints with the show. I thought it was great. So, I still think Seiya could have given her a kiss, though. Like, if somebody saves your life, and that's all they want in return, just do it. Just do it. Especially when you, like, impregnated her in her previous life. I think it's, especially in that case, pretty reasonable to expect, you know. At that point, he didn't know that, though, so, you know. Still could have done it. Even without that, you two have been through a lot together, so. Anyway, like I said, really good show. I'm glad I watched it. If there's a second season, that would be great. I'd watch that too. But who knows? Who knows? Hopefully that world continues to be good, though. I'm not super confident in Rosalie, but Rista seems to be, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So there you go. That's the end of this show. I will react to more different anime in the future, so if you like my reactions to this show, feel free to stick around. You know, there's always a chance that I'll react to something else that you care about. You never know. You never know. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.